welcome you to Slow Flow. My name is Jody. Pleasure having you here. And as you make yourself comfortable in your reclined position, I invite you to allow the eyes to gently close if they haven't already. Taking a deep cleansing breath. On the exhale, release out the mouth. One more deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh and release. Allow the body to become heavy into the earth. And give yourselves permission to arrive at your practice. So letting go of your day and your week so far. And putting aside anything left to do for tonight or days to come. Allow yourself to be present here in this moment. Begin to mentally scan over the physical body, moving from head to toe, reciting to yourselves all the points of contact that your body makes with the earth or maybe a prop. I invite you to see how specific you can get with these contact points. This helps us to practice our proprioception, our body awareness. And the more specific we get with those points of contact, the more detailed the image of self becomes in our mind's eye. Now making sure that you also check in with front body, as well as mental, emotional body. Notice if there's anything that has followed you here to the mat that you could release, detach from, at least during our practice. As we begin to let go of any distractions in our room, or any distractions beyond this space or in your personal private world. We'll instead turn the awareness inward, finding a focus on the breath. Allowing the breath to show up naturally, moving in and out of your nostrils. Notice how it shows up for you today. Become aware of your breath's pace and rhythm. Observing any texture to the breath or temperature. Building that rapport, building the relationship with the natural breath. Better understanding where your baseline generally sits. The more we understand about where we're starting from, we can pick up on the subtle cues as to where we head, where we move towards. Now with your next inhale, begin to encourage the breath to deepen and lengthen. Every inhale, allow the belly to fill and expand. Every exhale, actively draw the navel in towards the spine to help press the air back out. Inhales, belly fills, and exhales, navel draws in towards spine. Continue with these complete belly breaths to help reduce stress and anxiety. Regulating moods, regulating systems like mood, sleep, digestion. Breathing into the belly can also help support a healthy blood sugar and blood pressure because we're moving our nervous system out of the stress response, flight or fight. and into rest and digest, where systems of the body can better function. It's at their optimal. After your next exhale, allow the breath to return to its natural pace and rhythm. Just releasing the boundaries and expectations of that complete belly rest and letting the breath show up as it wishes. Observing how the breath shows up for you, maybe noticing subtle shift or change, breath, body, or mind. Maybe not. We'll start to bring our awareness back into the room and back into the physical body, inviting subtle movements, wiggling the fingers and the toes, circling out the wrists and the ankles, reaching the arms up overhead, finding a full body stretch, fingers to toes. And mindfully drawing the knees in towards the chest, making your way over onto your favorite side, fetal position, eyes closed. Pausing here to allow the body to further awaken and reacclimate, I invite you to set an intention for your practice this afternoon. However that intention shows up for you, repeat it to yourself a few times, encouraging it to stick around and support you through your practice. As you feel ready, using the strength of the upper body to press yourselves up, we'll come to meet in Sukhasana, easy seat. Welcome, lovelies. Anyone new to practice or new to me? I'll raise my hand straight. I thought so. Don't want to call you out, I apologize. Practice yoga before? Oh, certainly. Okay, no problem. General rule of thumb, if things get too much, you need a break, you've got something going on in your body that, I know, maybe you didn't even know about. When it starts to act up, you start realizing there's something. Listen to your body, let it feel taken care of and listened to by taking breaks when you need to take breaks, modify where you need to modify, skip out on things completely if they're not your jam, if they're not meant for you, it's okay. All right, and questions, you can ask questions anytime. And I'll stick around afterwards too. All right, so sitting up nice and tall, grounding through our sits bones, engage the core, navel draws in. Relax the shoulder blades down the back ribs. Relax the muscles of the base. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, cactus the arms, elbows draw back and down. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. On the exhale, float the arms all the way back down. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale to cactus. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, releasing all the way down. There's our pattern. 2 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open the chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. Last set with your breath. Keeping the right hand grounded, inhale, left arm reaches up and over to the right. Taking 3 pulses here. Exhale, ease out just an inch or so. Exhale, release, find your stretch. Inhale to release. Exhale, reaching to the right. 1 more. On the exhale, stretch. Hold the body here. Keep the breath moving. Feel the side waist lengthen as you energetically lift out of the left hip, keeping it grounded to the earth. Inhale, come back through center. Both arms release. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale to cactus. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. 2 more sets. You got this. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, cactus, opening the chest. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, let the arms go. 1 more with your breath. Keeping the left hand grounded. Inhale, right arm reaches up and over to the left. Rounding the right hip down into the earth, down into your mat. Reach long through right fingers. Here come our 3 pulses. On the inhale, gently easing out. Exhale, find your stretch. Number 2. Last one. Hold the body in the stretch. Keep the breath moving. Notice if the instinct is to hold the breath with the body. With your next inhale, coming back up through center, both arms reach up overhead. Exhale, twisting to the right. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Using the right hand behind the hips to help you sit up even taller. Option to turn and look back over the right shoulder. Awareness of breath in our twist. Noticing how breath starts to show up differently, maybe feels a little bit differently in the body when we twist through the torso. Now keeping left hand to right knee on your inhale, right arm reaches up, cross it over opposite leg, tucking the chin. Inhale, both arms reach up overhead. Exhale, twisting to the left. Left hand grounding, helping the spine to lengthen. As much as the crown of the head is growing towards the ceiling, relax the shoulder blades down the back body. Awareness of breath, stay present. Keeping right hand on left knee, inhale, left arm reaches up, crossing it over, tucking the chin. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, open the arms out wide to a T. Trying to touch opposite ends of the room. Check in with shoulders, engage the core. With your next exhale, eagle arms right under left. Active through the arms, reaching energetically through the elbows. Inhale, lifting up towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding down, tucking chin. Inhale, sit up, reach up, look up. Exhale to round. 1 more. Inhale to come back to center. Arms open out wide to a T, this time pressing the walls away from you. Encouraging the flexion through the wrists, fingers reaching back towards you. Notice where you feel this in your body. And with your next exhale, opposite eagle arms, left under right. Active through those arms, reach through those elbows. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, round down, chin towards chest. Inhale, sit up, reach up, look up. Exhale, release, round the spine. 1 more. Inhale to come back up through center, arms open out wide. We'll reach the arms up overhead and then release them all the way down. Couple rolls of the shoulders, making sure we've got the shoulders nicely lubricated. Taking those circles both directions, so switch it up if you haven't yet. And we'll make our way to tabletop or all fours, either rolling over knees or sweeping feet off to one side, bringing Shoulders to stack over the wrists and knees beneath the hips. Inhale, cow pose, dropping belly, lifting heart and tail. Exhale for cat, round the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale for cow, and exhale for cat. Continue to move between cat and cow using the pace of your breath. As you warm up the spine, make sure that you're also checking in with wrists, shoulders, knees, and hips. Now after your next exhale or cat pose, finding some organic movement in tabletop. If you were enjoying cat and cow, it doesn't mean you have to stop, but I invite you to become curious in your body. It's also a wonderful opportunity to practice proprioception. As you move your body, you can picture in your mind the shape your body's creating, and you can look at it and see if what you were imagining is what reality is. Now start thinking about bringing yourselves back to a neutral tabletop. Don't worry, I'll give you time to even yourselves out. Beautiful. Taking a big step back with the right foot. Inhale to lift that back heel to hip height. Pressing through that heel, keeping that foot flexed and active. We'll extend the left arm out in front of us, palm in, thumb up, finding our bird dog balance. Right hand pressing the earth away. Left arm, right leg hugging into the midline. 3 crunches here on the exhale, elbow to knee, rounding the back. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, crunch, elbow to knee, press the floor away. Inhale, extend. 1 more. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, send it long. Replace the hand to the mat. Right leg crosses over the midline to ground the toes off to the left. Looking back over that left shoulder, hips press to the right. Inhale, come back through center. Right leg sweeps out to the right. We'll plant the foot coming up on the left knee. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Exhale, lateral stretch over that extended leg towards the windows. Beautiful. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, hands to the mat. Find some dynamic movement here, rocking forward and back. With that right leg extended out to the side, notice how this movement feels in your body. Bringing the weight of the shoulders back over the wrists. Inhale, swinging that foot back behind you. Exhale, knee to the mat, tabletop. Big step back with the left foot. Inhale to lift that back heel to hip height, active foot. Engage the core, right arm extends out in front of you, palm in, thumb up. Reach long through those fingers, press through the left heel. Hug the midline. Taking our 3 crunches, exhale, elbow meets knee. Inhale, send it long. Exhale, crunch, rounding the back. Inhale, lengthen. 1 more, exhale, crunch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, replace the hand to the mat, leg crosses the midline, toes off to the right. Gazing back over that right shoulder, press the hips to the left. With your next inhale, coming back through center, left leg swings out to the left, planting that foot will come up on the right knee. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, gate pose, lateral stretch to the left over the extended leg. With your next inhale, coming back up through center. Exhale, hands return to the mat, dynamic rocking forward and back. Bringing the weight of the shoulders back over the wrists. Inhale to lift the foot, sweep the leg back behind you, replace the knee, tabletop. Tuck the toes under, begin to sit the hips back towards the heels. They don't have to touch. If they get there, option to start walking yourselves up, lifting the torso. Finding a variation of this stretch that you can continue to breathe in. I see the facial responses. Find your breath. With your next inhale, gently ease your way out, coming back through tabletop. We'll tap out the feet. Sitting those hips back one more time. This time keeping the toes untucked. Again, option to keep this modified in any sense of the word. If you're looking to intensify here, you can lean back, start to lift the knees, furthering the stretch through the ankles. With your next inhale, coming back through tabletop. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Finding some movement, walking your dog, wagging your hips. Mindful of hands, fingertips, knuckles, and heels of the palms gripping the mat, pressing the hips towards the back of the mat. Lift the tailbone. Beautiful. With your next inhale, right leg lifts into the air, three-legged dog. Now bend into the knee and then stack the hips. Open the right hip towards the window, reaching the knee to the ceiling. Draw some nice big circles with this right knee, helping to move the hip joint about, lubricating with our synovial fluid. Take those circles the other direction. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, crunch, right knee, right elbow, shoulders stack over the wrists. Inhale, three-legged dog. Send those hips back. Exhale, crunch, knee to nose, hugging the thigh into the chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step that right foot to the top of your mat. Low runner's lunge, grounding the left knee to the earth. Bringing in any props to support your practice. Inhale, half split. Start to walk the hands back. Flexion through the right foot and ankle. Encourage the right hip to reach towards the wall behind you. So if you're happy there, totally fine. If you bring the pelvis to stack over the knees, so bring your pelvis up. There you go. Now this leg on. Then this muscle doesn't fatigue. Can you feel the difference? Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. With your next inhale, walk it back up top of the mat, grounding through the four corners of that right foot. Let's take it one more time. On your inhale, walk it back into half splits, flexion through that front foot and ankle. If you're looking for more, hinge and fold over that extended leg. If that sounds wild to you, don't worry about it. Beautiful. With your next inhale, bring it back to the top of the mat. Heel toe the foot open as wide as your mat, bringing the hands to the inside edge of that right foot. Wonderful. We're making our way into lizard pose. So be real mindful of how that foot stays connected to the earth. Right knee stays hugged in. It'll either be around the arm or the shoulder. Now in lizard pose, if it's in your practice to come down into a fold, coming down to the forearms, feel free to take that variation. You also have the option to tuck the back toes and lift that back knee. You can play with your lizard, my friends. Any of these options sound scary to you, just know that they're available when you feel that they're ready. With your next inhale, come back up to hands if you found that fold. We'll Heel toe the right foot back in. Beautiful. Tuck the back toes, lift that knee. With your next inhale, stepping back into plank, top of a push-up. Couple rounds of breath here to check in with your form, first plank of our practice. Hands pressing the mat away. Allow the upper back to slightly round. Engage the core, navel draws in. For 3, 2, 1. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send those hips up and back. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, audible release, let it go. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Mindful to keep that pelvis level, beautiful. Now bend into the knee, open the hip. Working to stack the hips and reach that knee up towards the ceiling. Find some movement through this left hip. Taking those circles both directions. Beautiful. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Bring the weight of the shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, press it back, three-legged dog. Beautiful. Inhale, knee to nose. Hug the thigh into the chest. Inhale, send it back and up. Third one, exhale, left knee to right elbow, crossing the midline, working the obliques. Inhale, send it back and up. Next, exhale, step that foot through to the top of your mat. Low runner's lunge. Allow the right knee to ground. Make any subtle adjustments or bring in any props. Shoulders releasing down the back ribs. On your next inhale, half splits. Walk yourselves back. Beautiful. Stacking the pelvis over the knee so the thigh doesn't have to fatigue. Flexion through the left foot and ankle. Hello, cat. Inhale, walk it back up. Grounding through the corners of that left foot. Press the foot into the earth. Engage that leg. Take it one more time on your inhale, send it back. Option to fold over that extended leg to intensify sensation if you're looking for more. Feel it in your body versus the ego telling you to push ahead when body is not ready. With your next inhale, bring it back up to the top of the mat. We'll heel toe the foot out to the left, open as wide as your mat, giving some space for the hands to come to the inside edge of that left foot. Working into your lizard pose, taking any variation that suits your practice this evening. Staying up on hands, lifting the knee, whatever you'd like to do. Keep pressing the corners of that left foot evenly into the earth. With your next inhale, coming back up to hands if you found the pulse. Heel toe that left foot back in line. Beautiful. Tucking the back toes will lift that knee. On your inhale, step it back into plank. Top of the push-up. Differences between plank and downward facing dog. Well, downward facing dog, our tailbone, our booty is the highest point. We lift our tailbone up towards the ceiling. Plank, it stays down. Not quite the highest point. It almost ties with shoulders. In plank, shoulders stack over the wrists. Downward facing dog, we press those hips back, bringing shoulders behind the wrists. Release to the knees, tabletop, child's pose. So things like holding plank, a form of strength training, an opportunity for you to be in your body in an asana, to recognize what comes up for you. And not just in the physical body, oh, my arms start to get tired, oh, my chest feels really weak, or holy cow, my legs feel very strong today. But it's also about the stories you tell yourselves about what you discover. Maybe you feel that a part of you feels a little weak today, and you start going down that tangent of all the weakness you have. Moments like those, I encourage you to come back to your intention. Take a lot of practice flipping the script, speaking to ourselves with loving kindness throughout all our experiences. But we practice. With your next inhale, press up through tabletop, make your way to downward facing dog. Pressing through fingertips and knuckles, heart lengthening towards the thighs, tailbone reaching up towards the ceiling. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot through to the top of your mat. Warrior one. Back heel spins in, arms reach up overhead, engaging the core. It can be very easy in the body when we reach the arms up overhead to bring an arch to the back to splay the low ribs. When we engage the core, it's not about sucking in the belly, trying to make the belly flat. It's about turning on the muscles. So navel draws in towards spine, wide to close the abdominal jaw, to engage upper and lower abdominals, obliques, back, all of it. Support. Exhale, forward fold, arms sweep back, gazing over those front toes. Inhale, arms reach up, warrior one. Exhale, forward fold, sweep the arms back, shoulders draw away from the ears. Inhale, warrior one, arms reach up. Taking a humble warrior, interlacing fingers behind the back, hug the shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Right shoulder coming to the inside edge of that right knee. Maybe arms lift away from the back body. The more you hug the shoulder blades together behind you, the more space for lift. Releasing the bind, inhale, warrior one, arms reach up overhead. Straighten that front leg, preparation for pyramid. Maybe back foot steps up a little closer. You're not sure? Try it. You might really like it. So make sure front hip points are still pointing up towards the short edge of your mat. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Right hip pulling back. Left hip shining towards the top of your mat. Spine nice and long. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, taking it to the long edge of the mat, 5-pointed star. Toes slightly out. Exhale, goddess squat, either Anjali Mudra or cactus the arms. Inhale, 5-pointed star, reach it back up. Exhale, goddess squat, lower down, slight touch to the tail. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Last one, exhale, goddess squat, find your breath. Can you deepen and lengthen the breath here? Grounding actively through the feet, thighs engaged. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5-pointed star, open to warrior two, top of your mat. Nice. Shoulders melting down the back ribs. Actively reaching towards opposite ends of the room. On your next inhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand reaches up and back. Keeping the bend in that front knee. Coming back through warrior two. Extended side angle, either front elbow to knee or hand to earth. Open up the left arm, reach long through the fingers. Keep grounding through the pinky toe edge of the left foot. It's like the furthest away from the focus. Make sure you're mindful of the complete picture. Setting up for half moon, we'll bring left hand to hip. Right hand to the floor off the pinky toe. Shifting into that right foot, back leg flies.
Is your front knee locked?
Not locked as in you're trying to press it back, but yes, you ground through the foot to straighten the leg. Slight bend so it doesn't lock. All right, now taking a generous bend to that right knee, left foot finds the mat, warrior two. Beautiful. Straighten that front leg, reverse triangle, reach it up and back. Then coming back through center, full Trikonasana triangle pose, reach the torso. Right hand drops, left hand reaches up. Now with your next inhale, left hand lifts you up out of triangle, reverse it one more time. And taking a big cartwheel down, hands to the mat, coming up on the toes of that back foot, runner's lunge. Inhale, stepping back into plank, top of a push-up. Vinyasa or downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose, sigh it out the mouth. Inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, step it through, top of the mat, warrior one. Arms reaching up overhead, back heel sealed to the mat. Check in with shoulders, check in with front hip points, pelvis square to the top of the mat. Soften the muscles of the face. Exhale, forward fold, arms sweep back behind you. Inhale, warrior one, arms reach back up. Exhale, forward fold, lengthen through the crown of the head. Inhale, warrior one, arms reach up. Humble warrior, opposite thumb on top. Find that stranger you know very well. Hug the shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Left shoulder coming to the inside edge of left knee. Again, option to lift the arms away from the torso. Release the bind. Inhale, warrior one, arms reaching up overhead. Preparing for pyramid. Adjust your stance as you like. Straighten through that front leg. Exhale, forward fold. Encourage the left hip to pull back and for the right hip to shine up towards the top of your mat. Beautiful breath. With your next inhale, rise all the way up, five-pointed star, long edge of your mat. Exhale, goddess squat, lower, slight tuck to the tail. Inhale, five-pointed star, pressing up. Exhale, goddess squat, lower down, keeping the heart and the chest lifted. Beautiful. Inhale, root to rise, five-pointed star, last one. Exhale, goddess squat, lower down. Holding the body here, but keep the breath moving. Become aware of any stories you start to tell yourself. Depending on what shows up, remind yourself of your intention or see if you can get through 2 more breaths. With your next inhale, root to rise, three-pointed star, five-pointed star. Just knock off a couple limbs, we got this. And then open to warrior two to the top of your mat. Beautiful, release the shoulders, nice. Grow tall through the crown of the head. Engage the legs, grounding the feet into the mat so that the muscles hug onto the bone. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reach it up and back, keeping the bend in that front knee. Yep, beautiful. Then coming back through warrior two for extended side angle, either elbow to knee or hand to earth. Open up the chest, reach long through right fingertips. Now preparing for half moon, hand to hip, looking down at the foot, left hand off left pinky toe. Shifting the weight to allow the back leg to fly. Open up to the long edge of your mat towards the windows. Now generous bend to that front knee, back foot finds the mat, warrior two. Straighten through the front leg, reverse triangle, send it up and back. Coming back through center, full Trikonasana, reach with the torso. Before letting that left hand release to foot, leg, or block. Right hand reaching up towards the earth, towards the sky. And with your next inhale, left hand lifts you, or right hand lifts you up out of triangle, reverse to send it back. Big cartwheel down, hands to the mat, coming up on the toes of that back foot. Inhale, stepping back into plank. Take a vinyasa or meet in downward facing dog. Once those hips are up and back, deep cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, release it out the mouth, let it go. Release to the knees, tabletop, child's pose. Reconnect if you've wandered away. Remind yourselves of your intention if you start to tell yourself negative stories, which is very, very easy for a majority of us to do. We can critique ourselves on basically anything. So, our yoga practice allows us to hold space for ourselves and practice showing ourselves loving kindness. Not just in asana, the poses and the postures when you come to a class and you move the body. But living your yoga, taking what you experience and what you learn about self on your mat out into the world. So here on your mat, you can practice learning about self, practice recognizing how you treat yourself. And then you can practice applying self-appreciation. With your next inhale, pressing up through tabletop, shifting the weight into the left hand. Inhale, right arm opens, spinal twist. Exhale, thread your needle, coming down onto that right shoulder. If threading your needle is not accessible to you in this moment, you can bring right hand to left shoulder, finding a hug. Yes, if you like to take the bind here, feel free to bring the back of the left hand to the low back, or maybe reaching towards that right hip. Now return the left hand to the mat. On your next inhale, open the right arm coming off that shoulder. Exhale, hand to the mat. Switching the weight. Inhale, left arm open. Exhale, thread your needle. Beautiful. If the bind is in your practice, it's there for you if you want it. Returning the right hand to the mat. On your inhale, pressing off the shoulder, open the chest. Exhale, hands to the mat, tabletop. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, crunch knee to nose. Inhale, free-legged dog. Exhale, crunch, knee to nose, hug that chest in. Inhale, send that leg back. One more crunch, knee to nose, rounding the upper back. Inhale, send that leg long. Coming into pigeon on the exhale, bringing that foreleg up behind the wrist, keeping the right knee to the outer